a lot of clubs are going to be looking at this and are interested in it because the current system isn't working for them. This is the issue with European football now, basically. It as nearly everyone says, it needs a reset for all sorts of reasons, from this kind of imbalance between the Premier League and the rest, to the imbalance within leagues, which is a contributory problem to the former, to the fact that they have to basically restructure the Champions League because they can't address the fundamental problem. I mean, if you like, we're going to go to this Swiss format in 2024. Which is to reshape the group stage because the group stages are boring. But the group stages aren't boring because the format. The format isn't the issue, as we've just seen from the World Cup. The format is actually
the difference of resources.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it,
which is even more apparent in the Europa League.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it so predictable. So something has to be done, but everyone is struggling for solutions. But that is precisely why, and everyone will have seen now the kind of press release from A22, one of the backers of the Super League, where they're talking about 60 to 80 clubs now. And a lot of clubs are going to be looking at this and are interested in it because the current system isn't working for them.
And just on a quick point, because there might be people here who are still thinking, my head's spinning, what is this all about?
It's about where the money's coming from, basically, because you can't meet FFP requirements by basically, you need to be able to self-fund. That is clear, and you need to be able to balance your books over continuous 3-year periods, and that was the crux of the UEFA case. Is slightly different in terms of the Premier League case, as has been discussed elsewhere. But what I think is interesting is the way that this new Super League proposal, Miguel, it is framing it around, well, City have been allowed to get away with this. Therefore, we are the protectors of decency. We are the protectors of reasonableness.
Who's that? The UEFA or the European clubs?
No, the organisers of A22, the organisers of the prospective Super League, which would be run by the clubs in the same way that the Premier League is run by the clubs. And I find that extraordinary, given that the biggest reason that, say, Barcelona and Juventus want it is to get rid of all these huge losses that have been running up.
Yeah. Also, it's not just that. I think that's often the description you get in European football. Is basically it's just a mass refinancing, and absolutely do not disagree with that. But I think there's an extra element which is related to that. What this actually is, if you stand back now, and even people can look at the details, but in its essence, it's an attempt to create a Premier League that replaces the Champions League, and by that I mean the Premier League is. It's a member association.
It's the right for the clubs to run it. It's not actually about the competition itself.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Is it? Because UEFA is the governing body and the competition organizer.
And they would attempt to, suppose, by definition, like this isn't necessarily their stated intentions or their implicit intentions, but by definition, it would mean almost that UEFA basically becomes like the EFL underneath the club's kind of own super competition on top of that.
They're not going to like that, are they?
UEFA.
Yeah.
Well, they view it as an existential threat. Hence, when A22, when they were invited to Neon for a discussion back in October, it essentially turned into there was 34 people in front of them, and it turned into a slanging. Well, not even a slanging match. It wasn't a match. It was basically just them taking criticism, as I think, as they put it, kind of something close to abuse.
They don't like it up.